Hey everyone, welcome to Zealots. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
And I'm Robbie.
And I'm Tip.
Today we're going to talk about the finale of What If. This was the Infinite Ultron finale with the Guardians of the Multiverse, and I think they pulled it off pretty well. What were y'all's thoughts?
Best episode ever. I know that's not saying a lot because there's not that much competition, not just the one season with the quality of the one season. But I actually rewatched this morning before we record the podcast and just thoroughly overall impressed at the ending. Not like the ending, but just like the whole episode.
Oh yeah, I like that Black Widow was like, "Did you eat popcorn while my world burned?" And everyone's at home's like, "Ugh."
She's just eating popcorn.
Yeah.
I actually had popcorn too.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, yay death. So basically, I guess the only reason they had Killmonger on the team was so that he would betray them.
Yeah,
that's my understanding. So
a lot of hand waving. Don't get me wrong, like it was a lot of hand waving. I think because I wasn't in like analytics mode, I wasn't like looking for like continuity errors because there's a ton of them, right? Like we'll talk about the Infinity Stones. Do they work in only their universe? Do they work in the multiverse? I'm sure we'll get into all that. So you can nitpick when you want to, but I would say overall for enjoyability, it was fun watching Doctor Strange shoot out dragons and try to melt Ultron.
So yeah. What would they have done without Doctor Strange in that scenario? Without crazy Doctor Strange?
Well, basically the crisis in this episode was when they tried to destroy the Infinity Stones, but they couldn't because that machine only worked on her universe's Infinity Stones. So that was pretty interesting. That basically they knew that
to have that thing.
They both knew that Zola and Killmonger was going to betray them, so they just sort of like kept them in a snow globe of betrayal, right. So that they wouldn't harm the universe. So,
Rob, I had that question too. It felt very video gamey. Like, did she just like pull out of her back pocket? Like, where did that come
it's
from?
like
that's a huge machine.
The Infinity Stone Crusher. Like, where the hell did this thing come from?
And like, so
got it at a pawn shop.
Episode. We know there's supposed to be 10 episodes, and one got delayed and put off to next season. And a lot of speculation is that that's the Iron Man Gamora episode. So maybe that episode gives us all the detail and all the knowledge we need for the Infinity Skull Crusher.
Yeah. Only thing I can think of is like they just built it out of desperation in their world because really, what else do you have to do at that point?
Well, yeah, because
why is it powered off of the Soul Stone?
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right. That's a
that was when it actually
source.
That was when it actually kicked on.
Yeah, and like they had to like stick the Soul Stone in it, and then it activated, and like a Roomba started trying to suck up the other ones.
I wonder what.
Yeah, so I feel like that's a design flaw.
I wonder what Ultron sees when he's in the Soul Stone. Like, is he just talking like a toaster? And the toaster's like, "What did it cost?" And Ultron's like, "Everything." Like, what would he see?
He's talking to Alexa.
Yeah, Alexa.
Talking to a toaster.
Yeah. What did it cost? Everything.
Everything.
So yeah, I got a Series X. What did it cost? Everything. He's talking to a Series X. Yeah, literally.
I got a Series X.
Yeah.
What did it cost?
Everything. Oh, a shit ton. More than it should have.
Now I can't play it.
God, I don't want to buy I want an X, but I don't want an overpriced one.
I mean, I don't really need it if I can just play Infinite on Xbox One.
Well, yeah, especially because I got the One X, which is like the Walmart version of the Series X in a way.
Although, Robbie, you really can't complain though, since you have like 3 mining computers in your apartment. So you're sort of like,
and I'm on my PC more anyway.
Robbie.
So
you buying up all these damn mining chips is costing us a fortune over here in the console community. But really, I'm not hating on Microsoft's like terrible strategy. Like, I don't think it's a good company decision, so I don't own like stocks in them. But just besides the naming convention, which just terrifies me, like I've spent $60 on an Xbox video game and I bought it for the wrong fucking series. And because I didn't realize it until I opened it and put the disc in the game, right? And it told me like does not compute. Then I realized like I bought it for the wrong series. and I couldn't return it because the game was open. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
definitely
like-
not trying to do that with a console. Like, is it the X? Is it the S? And until like
That
Xbox
is really
has
that does get confusing.
PlayStation's so easy. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
2, 3, 4,
Xbox,
right?
Yeah, it's been the
Exactly.
same
Xbox
since the beginning.
360, Xbox 360, 1, Series X, X Series.
God, they're just jumping all over
Yeah.
the place.
It's just
When
like
your third console is called Xbox One, you can go fuck yourself.
I like you, Xbox, but damn.
I think this is going to come back and bite Microsoft because it's
Come up with
dishonest.
What are they going to come up with after
It's a
that?
dishonest practice.
It's just some other
Next-
random
next-
thing with X in it.
the next box.
XS. It's the
Series-
Xbox XS.
Series Zero.
They're gonna
Yeah.
add the two. they're
What
gonna
if they
add
finally
two
bring the
together.
720?
That would
Yo.
make sense. Just keep
I'd be back on
adding a
board
bigger
with
number.
720.
No, that would make less.
Yeah, I don't care if you
It
go
would
from
be funny,
Xbox
though.
1, 2, 69, 420, 999. Just make the number. Just make it if I want the latest
Make it
one.
have
I
some
buy
kind
the
of
one with
sense.
the latest model number.
Instead of trying to
Xbox
remember that
420.
name.
Xbox is very much the Warner Brothers compared to PlayStation's Disney. Like, just PlayStation just has all the advantages. Xbox is basically just going on their reputation alone at this point, even though they really have
shouldn't be
no.
a competition. Like Sony makes speakers and camera lenses.
Mhm.
Microsoft invented the PC, right? They have like Steam, they have PC gaming. Like, how is this not even like a competition?
They
Why
found a
isn't
way to
Microsoft
fuck it up.
blowing yeah, not just the naming convention. Oh, the other thing
Well,
I was saying is
PlayStation
like,
has really
there's no
good-
point buying it for games,
has-
right?
Has a really good
I would rather
standalone.
spend my money now to buy a new PlayStation because then I get access to all the PlayStation exclusives. Like, there's just not an incentive for me to buy a new console, and then you add the ridiculous price on top of it. No,
Mhm.
thank you.
Really shows you how much
But if
we
you
like
wanna
that
play with
episode.
us, right? Oh no, I love the
Yeah.
episode, but I love bitching about Microsoft even more because I know Bill Gates is listening.
What-
and if you want
what
to play
if
some Halo or Rocket League with
Microsoft
me,
bought Sony. What would happen?
Never gonna happen.
ever.
I mean, Sony has
yeah.
like a freaking movie studio now. That's how successful they are. Even though the only franchises they have at this point are Spider-Man and James Bond. Well, and they have all their video
No.
game franchises they're turning into movies like Uncharted and what did they try to do that failed horribly?
Left 4 Dead.
No, they didn't make a movie for Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead is fun.
Well, what's the
Not Left 4
Sony
Dead, what am I
game?
thinking of?
Prince of Persia, right? That was a Sony game, wasn't
Oh
it?
yeah, they made Prince of Persia,
And that sucked
and
because they got white
Assassin's
dude.
Creed.
Prince of Persia was on
I don't-
Xbox.
I don't think it's Sony though. I'm talking about like
Yeah.
Sony,
Okay.
a Sony
Just Sony
exclusive.
exclusives.
Yeah. Well, they're doing The
Here, I'll
Last
tell
of
you
Us.
if you want to know if it's a Sony movie, you just check the product placement because literally everything is Sony branded in a Sony movie.
Well, we know like Metal Gear Solid will be a Sony exclusive because it's only for. Well, I don't know because the MGS was on Xbox.
Well,
the
Major,
map.
not
Yeah,
everybody
we
needs
had-
Panasonic.
Yo, we make fun of Panasonic, but they've got some killer OLEDs over in the EU. They just, they're a battery company here in the States, so
Who
that's why they
owns-
sell their TVs?
Who does own Sonic? Since I know Sega's dead, pretty much. I mean, I think
Nintendo,
they still.
right?
Oh, okay. Well, they used to be rivals, right?
Nice segue from Panasonic to Sonic there, Forrest. That's awesome.
I thought you mentioned
Just
Sonic.
word
the Hedgehog.
association.
I thought they just made microwaves. Okay, so
Oh, I
what
said
if?
Panasonic.
So basically, like the Iron Man and Gamora, that was an
Yeah,
episode that was postponed, I guess, till next season because apparently it was supposed to be like the episode before the Ultron ones, because they had to recruit everyone from the past season. So, well, being like, I understand what Gamora's backstory was. She was just like worried Thanos' armor. So, like,
Apparently,
Wait, hold on. Wouldn't it be Sodom and Gomorrah?
no, it's the character. Maybe she has a brother named Sodom. I seriously doubt Disney's gonna have a character called Sodom in their MCU.
Yeah, but it's Sodom and Gomorrah. It's
The kids are like, I want Sodom for Christmas. Gamora-
Gamora get would be a Deadpool joke.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like yeah, he meets Gamora's like, "Where's Sodom?" And
Yeah,
like he
that's
just looks
what
at
I was thinking.
he looks at the camera for 5 seconds, and like everyone's supposed to laugh.
All the parents get it, the kids don't get it.
Well, at least Sodom has something to do with Sodom. I know what Gamora, I don't know what sex move that is. Maybe it was outlawed in biblical times.
Yeah, there's a reason why you don't know about it.
It's probably like
It's
a German
forbidden.
thing. Yeah.
Like, hey man, you want a Gamora?
Like, ooh.
Whoa.
So, on a first date?
Why Gamora?
Yeah. All right. So who else was they recruited Star-Lord, T'Challa, and they he just, I guess his blasters are really powerful. That's why they needed him. I really don't understand like how he can compete with the rest of the heroes, except he has like rocket shoes and blasters that basically anyone in space can get themselves. But I don't know. I guess they needed him. And who else?
This was Chadwick Boseman's last performance.
We'll see. We thought the first Star-Lord episode was his last performance, and there were like 3 more episodes that he showed up, and sort of like was, not as
got him in the can.
Maybe if they could have recorded some other episodes, you never know, because they record like
That's
before
true.
they animate, don't they?
Yeah, so the animation matches the mouth.
Yep. So, never know. So, who else did they recruit besides Evil Doctor Strange? Oh, Thor, Party Thor. I like when he was like screaming when like the Watcher had like.
That was great. Just screaming. Yeah, he was just fighting so hard that he wasn't even paying attention or didn't even hear the Watcher.
That version
and
of
he just
Thor
gets picked up and he screams, "Viva Las Vegas!"
Oh yeah, I liked his. Well, that made me think of the Viagra commercial. Viva Viagra. And it's just two old people on a motorcycle driving in the desert.
I'm not familiar with that battle cry.
Viva Viagra. Maybe when he's older. Who knows? Hey, they gotta get their product placement in too. Everyone has to these days. So I think
I'd be okay if they added 30% more product placement and made it free.
I think you can have that option, at least with YouTube right now.
Wow, Major, you would sacrifice your soul.
No,
essentially,
not sacrificing my
That's what
soul.
you're saying.
I just don't
give it up.
I don't care. Like, how about this? In Batman, I think Batman 1989, Batman was supposed to wear Nike shoes for product placement. And did you know that until now? Did it affect your movie going experience? No, not at all, right? If Doctor Strange wants to drink a Coke or a Pepsi, I don't care, right? Now, unfortunately, you brought up a good point with YouTube. I do have YouTube Premium because I want to sit through ads. Life's too short for fucking ads. But
I believe Batman would drink LaCroix, Major. Hold on. Let's go. Pepsi. Batman would drink refined beverage for the sophisticated. I don't know. I'm just trying to product placement.
You think
It's got to be sponsored by Anchor. Anchor has to approve it. We can't just say.
Tip, that's a swing and a miss. Why don't you talk about how the only way Bruce Wayne can stay up all day and stay up all night fighting crime is on a Casper's mattress?
I'm gonna stir up my Maxwell. I'm gonna stir up my Maxwell House coffee as y'all speak.
How much product placement? How much product placement can we squeeze into an episode without getting paid a single dime for it?
I know. I wish I had like some.
While you drink
none of this is sponsored. None of this is sponsored content.
I wish I had my Cool Ranch Doritos to munch on. As we thought about what products we can.
If you're missing out on that, you could probably just order something from Taco Bell on Uber Eats. I know they have a partnership.
To be fair, we are promoting the shit out of.
Can we do?
We have been promoting the shit out of Disney Plus since the genesis of this podcast, though.
Oh yeah, all the different shows.
They give my life purpose on the weekends, so I appreciate that. I am so dry on content. I am running pretty low, which actually
I've been finding a bunch of new shows on Netflix.
Oh, see, I don't get a Netflix really.
I just got it because Seinfeld was added.
Yeah, right. Super excited about that. I should put on more Netflix now that Seinfeld's involved. I can just have Seinfeld on the background. But I just discovered Bird Girl on HBO Max.
Oh yeah, that's been playing on Adult Swim.
Oh yeah,
it's phenomenal. I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but like the opening, like the cold open for the first episode, like had me like laughing out loud, and I was like, all right.
Did you ever watch the Harvey Birdman Attorney at Law back in the day?
No.
That's because Bird Girl's a spinoff of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you gotta watch that. It's hilarious. Like basically, he's a lawyer, but for all the Hanna-Barbera characters, like Fred Flintstone's a mob boss. So they're doing like the Sopranos intro, but like with Fred Flintstone driving. And
Sounds amazing. What's it called?
Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. It should be on HBO Max.
It was on Adult Swim.
Yeah, but everything on Adult Swim should be on HBO Max now.
Yeah.
And watch the Flintstone episode.
Not the most recent episodes of Rick and Morty, fucking HBO Max, but that's for a different podcast. The previous podcast you can go back and listen to. Which podcast? I'm not going to tell you. You're just going to have to listen to the whole.
Because we don't
catalog.
know. Yeah.
Listen to them all.
So, what are some ideas for next season of What If? I think we've already discussed this, but screw it.
I mean, it's the multiverse. Like, you could probably do anything. But I think.
What if Black Widow and Spider-Man got together? That makes sense, right? They have like 100 children.
Black Widow's dead.
What if some What If characters show up
in the
multiverse? Of like
what if
Spider-Man or something?
What if
Do you like
Scarlett
how they just
Johansson?
replaced? Do you like how they just replaced Black Widow at the end of the episode? They're like, hey, we have a similar universe. Who's missing their Black Widow? So I'm just going to stick you here. I'm glad they're not doing that. And
what if Scarlett Johansson voiced Black Widow in What If?
Oh yeah, what did Fury say to her? He's like, you're not hard. You're not. Yeah, but you got the.
But you got spunk.
Yeah.
You better get some of my spunk, So.
Anyway, and that's the last we saw of Nick Fury.
And then it was almost like no questions. Like
Nick Fury played by Bill Cosby. You see,
Stark, we have to save R. Kelly. He's being railroaded.
Oh boy,
that's a quote. That's a news story. If you're not familiar with that, before you go judging me, just Google what I just said.
Yeah, Bill Cosby's defending R. Kelly.
Yeah, it's like, dude, shut up. I don't need your help with this.
Yeah, like the last person whose support I need.
You want to talk about dude, shut up? Like,
you're the last person in my corner right now.
When Iron Man was with Gamora and they were like trying to make the gauntlet or melt the gauntlet, whatever they were doing, and he was like, we could build a suit of armor. And I'm just like, no, Tony, shut up. That's why we're in the situation. Like, stop trying so hard.
I have like a Warhammer 40,000 Infinity Gauntlet armor. What do you call it? The Space Marine armor? Like from Warhammer 40,000?
You talking about Mjolnir?
No, it's probably like...
That was a Halo reference, but that's also Thor's hammer, so not a good reference.
Oh, wait,
reference.
Yeah, like the armor in Halo is called the Mjolnir armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they're taking Greek and Norse mythology.
Or how I pronounced it as a kid, Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
Because I had no idea how to pronounce it as a kid when I first saw it.
Halo 5. Oh, wait, the newest Halo game is called Halo Infinite. We're in the multiverse. Halo Infinite confirmed MCU. Next season. What if Spartan 117 meets? I'm not gonna say Thanos. Whoever, because like next season 2 is gonna be more about like what we just saw with like the later parts of Phase 4. I'd imagine, right? Like I'm over this Phase 1 through 3 shit. Let's meet some new characters. Let's see some what ifs about the Eternals or what ifs about Shang-Chi. Right, that would be.
That's
cool.
true. Yeah.
What if Wong won the tournament? Right, I haven't seen Shang-Chi, but I've seen the commercial for it. So what if Wong won the tournament? That's gonna be my prediction.
Maybe something like the only movie they didn't really touch on this was the Incredible Hulk one. So maybe like something like what if Emil Blonsky killed the Hulk? Maybe something like that.
Edward Norton wasn't such a prick on
What
set.
if Vision agreed with Ultron?
But basically the exact same thing.
It would just turn around and become like a partnership kind of thing or something.
And it was good they finally showcased Ultron because we really not heard a peep from him since Age of Ultron. So I don't know. I mean, I guess you guys could do something like with more of the villains. Like what if the Kree Empire invaded Earth in the 90s, or what if Captain Marvel sided with the Kree, something like that.
Right. Yeah. What is Skrull invasion? What do you guys think about the zombies overall? Were you happy with Marvel zombies in the?
Well, they came back.
Show?
They came back in this episode. So.
Yeah, and then I thought that scene actually was pretty good.
Scarlet Witch.
I was.
Scarlet Witch is attacking them, and then she like loses that shitting grin on her face because she realizes like, uh-oh. And then like you just zoom out, like the whole planet explodes. I thought that was good animation.
Yeah, I was disappointed though that the Peter Parker and T'Challa and who else was it? The floating Hank Pym head or the floating Scott Langhead didn't show up in this episode. They should have been recruited in the multiverse.
That was a bummer. I would like to see a floating Scott Lim.
I guess they couldn't afford him because they had to get Michael B. Jordan and Chadwick Boseman and Haley Atwell and Benedict Cumberbatch. So I'm sure the budget's pretty finite.
Yeah.
Well, it should be goodwill at this point. They should just like do it out of goodwill, the actors at this point, because they're literally these.
Kurt Russell
movies.
only had one line, right?
Yeah, so I probably had to pay him like $200,000 just for that. So, but thing again, if you live in like a big ass mansion, that's not a whole lot. That might just pay for your property taxes for a year. So.
That's barely going to cover your accounting fee to hide all of your money offshore to avoid paying taxes.
I know. So, well, speaking of avoiding taxes, let's talk about why the last man. That's a terrible segue, but I guess
that's not
taxes.
The worst segment. Like,
I guess no one's paying taxes now since like society's crumbled. There's no infrastructure and no one's working. I mean, if you think about it,
spoilers of nudity.
So like very much a desperate gamble for ratings.
Prepare to
guys,
see that was just
show is getting really slow. All right, well let's throw some boobs in there. Boobs? That's not gonna be enough. We need all the boobs. All the boobs.
Not just the good boobs. All the boobs.
We need bad boobs. Big
every
boobs,
shape and
boobs,
size.
White boobs. Every boob we can fit on the screen.
Ambush.
Oh man,
covered in dirt.
Yo, if I was in that bath, if I was one of the characters in that bath, I'd be really pissed off. Like, there's this girl who's just like completely self-conscious, not bathing.
And just let's have everybody stare at her. That's gonna help her feel better.
But like, there are some girls who are like legitimately bathing in like blue recycling bins, and then she's got like this fucking jacuzzi over here, and she's just like not bathing at all. I'd be just
because
she's relaxed.
She feels too awkward,
and it's like the water is sort of precious. You kind of like just need to like splash it on, and like it's not like for relaxation. It's like just for get in and get out.
You're not supposed to sit here and soak, bitch. You're supposed to get here and get clean so you don't smell.
Yeah, so you don't get I don't know. What do you get for not bathing? Just I don't know, sick.
Now, see, you know what? I would applaud
bed sores
for the content creators of the show. Is if like for realism, if all the women just like stopped shaving, right? Because like I'm not a girl. I have no idea what's going on in their body.
I mean,
but
from what I understood,
that would be the first thing I'd do if I was a girl and all the men died. I'd be like, oh, I never have to shave again.
Who are you doing it for?
I mean, shaving wasn't really popular until the 1800s.
Because everyone wore like ankle-length dresses. Every woman back then.
They weren't showing any of it.
Yeah, so, so they basically, I don't know. Even despite all the memories in this episode, I don't know. It still wasn't that great.
Still was a bad episode.
I didn't think it was a bad episode.
Yeah, it's like why is the
It's kind of like how Walking Dead just started getting so slow, and I started losing me too.
After 6 seasons? Yeah. We're on 6 episodes. This is dying before it could even start.
It's like, why is the president need to
They still got me interested though, but
it's an interesting concept, but it's just moving so slow. All the characters are so unlikable. Like, why is unlikable? Agent 365, she never stops. She's unlikable, right? Dr. Man, unlikable. President, unlikable. The blonde, evil.
The main character, you're just like, oh my god, he's just going on. All right, stay here.
The monkey.
Literally 30 seconds. Well, I better go off and check this thing out. I'm like, god damn, dude.
In his defense, he didn't want to do this, but also at the same time, you're the last man on.
Yeah,
Earth.
this is a serious. I don't think he understands the seriousness of the situation he's in.
Yeah, it was just
if I was the last man on Earth, I'd be posted up right next to a freezer.
Yeah, there was just a bad idea leaving 355. I mean, it was basically just another incident of them just trying to like shit on New York again, just make him look like an idiot. Because like basically like the woman whose idea it was for them to leave, doesn't get lectured, but he does, or he gets in trouble or whatever.
And she like backs out. She's like, "Oh, I mean, I know it was my idea, but this is a bad idea."
Like, why are we doing this, York? This is a terrible idea. So it was just, I don't know. They don't know what to do. But they had like
It's
a
like
nice
they had a
radio.
quota. They were like, we need 13 episodes. How many episodes is this? We need 13 or 10 or 13 or 22 episodes. And then they worked backwards from that instead of figuring out the story they wanted to tell and just putting it in that amount of time. Like, that's one of the things I'm really excited and really nervous about for The Expanse, the last season of The Expanse, season 6. It's only 6
When's that
episodes.
coming out?
I believe December, but I might be getting that confused. I know Boba Fett comes out at the end of the year.
Hawkeye next month.
Is it The Boys? Does The Boys come out in December? I think I might be confusing it with The Boys.
No, Boba Fett comes out before the year's over.
No, I'm talking about like Amazon. Yeah, if I'm confusing The Boys with The Expanse. But one of those 2 seasons starts in December. I just don't remember which one.
Well, I'm excited about The Boys. If
me
season
too.
3 is anything like season 2.
Oh, it should be so good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What
I
do you
mean,
guys
come
think
on, the
about,
whale scene.
Game of Thrones, the whale scene. When he
Who
the
thinks of
dolphin.
that? What?
The dolphin scene's way better.
Oh my
when he
God,
kidnaps the dolphin to save it, and then just ends up running it over at the end of the day. he ends up killing it. That's so good.
But the whale scene, I had to rewatch that multiple times.
What was your favorite part of the whale scene? Just the visceral
whale
guts
dying.
and gore.
The face of the aqua dude, his face right before, he's like, oh no, like they're not stopping.
That
Yes,
realization.
He has so many scenes about like you think he's about to get somewhere, but then something else happens.
Yeah, dude.
Do you know
One
he's
step
black
forward,
in
2
the
steps
comic?
back.
Oh, he is?
The Deep is
The,
black in the comic.
The Deep, yeah. I was trying to think of what his name was.
Yeah, and like the comic.
No, I did not know that.
Apparently, he can fly too in the comic, even though he's like he's the water dude. But he just has like a giant what do you call it, like deep sea exploration helmet on in the comic.
Oh,
So-
like the
Is that
old ones,
Namor?
like the big metal helmet.
yeah, like the from Scooby Doo episode where who's that ghost who wears one? So
Oh, Mantis, not Namor. I'm thinking of Mantis,
Huh.
the Aquaman.
How old was the boys?
you mean Manta, Black Manta.
Oh, yeah, Black Manta.
Um,
That's right.
so-
I guess Mantis is from Marvel.
Yes. There's also a TV show about a guy who's a superhero who's handicapped, but he wears the Mantis armor and he can walk again. And that was called Mantis because like Mantis is like an acronym for like mobile,
Armored.
not
Navigational.
not crippled anymore.
Nanotechnology.
Syndrome. I don't know. So, but yeah, I don't know. It was a show on like sci-fi or whatever. Anyways, that was like another Mantis. So what else? Yeah, Why the Last Man? I'm still not crazy about this show, but I don't know. I guess we'll just truck for like 4 episodes left.
Well, think
See
about
where
the
it goes.
comics, though. I mean, you gotta remember
Well-
the comics were more like cerebral and less action packed, and more
I don't
getting
know.
pissed off at York for being a dodo
Yeah.
all the
Well-
time. I mean, that guy's a total.
When you say cerebral, you mean like it's mentally engaging?
It's like so weird in the comic.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
character has like a fun fact to tell you. Like, did you know like the Mary Shelley Frankenstein wrote a book called The Last Man, which is about like a plague that wipes out everyone but one guy. So like it's like really weird. Like everyone has like a weird, fun little tidbit in the comic. But yeah, I think they're
Well, the thing about the comic too is it draws you in with the mystery. Like you just want to know what the heck happened the whole
Yeah.
time,
yeah,
and
Well,
it
that's
like
a-
keeps
that's-
you
well,
engaged.
that
Like
should
I mean, you just keep reading and reading because you just want to like learn.
yeah, me too.
That should
So
be here,
I was
right? That should be us now. Like when I was watching Invincible, I wanted to learn more and more. Like every episode I watch an
Kind of
episode,
like,
I'm
why
like,
the hell did he do it?
fuck it, I gotta get my hands on like the hard copy. I gotta figure out
I
what's
think
happening in the
that's
story. I can't.
I think
sit
that's
around
what
for 6
caught a
years.
lot of people.
Exactly, right? Whereas,
It's like,
in,
why
in
the
an-
hell did he
apparent-
do that?
From what you're saying, Tip, why The Last Man, the comic book, does that as well. But I think that's something that's lacking in the TV show because, like, you're right, there's not that lot of action because it's the source material is more mental and cerebral. However, that cerebral effect doesn't translate or doesn't carry over into the TV show. So
the
it's
show is more focused on Republicans bad, man bad too, women good, except trans men, they're good. So it just seems like more wrapped up in like just today's politics and like the actual storytelling and the intrigue that the actual comic had.
Maybe they're trying to get like angry views or something like that.
Well, it's just like you alienate half the country, you're probably not gonna get much, good ratings anyway. So I'm trying to think what I was. Oh yeah, the woman with the boob cut off. So they're definitely building up to the Amazons. I don't know if that was like intentional.
Yeah, she even had a little mention about Amazon.
Well, yeah, that's like. Yeah, because in the comic, like they do it, they cut off the boob intentionally, just because they're trying to, because it improves archery, I think, because like your boob's out of the way, you can like unless you like a D cup, I guess if you want, but I don't know. But I think in the show though, like she just had like a mastectomy because she had breast cancer. I don't think that was intentional, and I was kind of disappointed that like when she got like initiated. That one chick, like they were gonna cut her boob off, like it was gonna like be really
Athena?
like violent. Yeah, Athena. But like like
when she came out of that bath and they put the towel on her and she was like, "Your name is." She was like Athena, and I was like, "Oh!" Like I literally said out loud to myself, I was like, "Of course it is."
Like that's been taken by 30 other women. You gotta think of a new one,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds a very common Amazon name.
Yeah. So
it's
Jill.
Amazon name. What's the second Amazon name? I'm trying to think.
Artemis, probably.
Yeah, I was trying to think of like Wonder Woman's like sidekicks.
Yeah, so I don't know. Demeter. Leonida. Just feminize all the names. Yeah, Xerxa. I knew she wasn't Greek, or he wasn't Greek. He was feminine though. Yeah, so I don't know. I have no affection for this show. I guess I'll keep watching it.
Speaking of not forced affection, what about Squid Games?
I haven't seen it, so we can't talk about it yet.
I thought you said you watched like an episode.
No,
or at least that's what Major said. That
I haven't seen it.
That you didn't like it, and you thought it was the.
Yeah, I brought it up in the pre-recording, and then I was like, "Oh, like, have you guys seen Squid Games?"
Force
it's
like, no one's watching. That's
like,
stupid.
No,
Number one on Netflix.
No one's ever.
I didn't say that. I didn't say it was stupid.
That.
I just said it sounds like Battle Royale.
Yeah, and it
is like
kind of Battle Royale.
This is with adults.
Came out that it was like the number one most watched show on Netflix ever.
The last few episodes are so good, though. how they kind of throw it together.
Well, it's sort of like Running Man too. It's just sort of like a desperate dad, and he's just trying to make some money. So he like does this crazy death, very dangerous game show. Which is basically what the Running Man's about. Links to the book. You haven't seen the Running Man? Well, they made a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but in the book's by Stephen King. It's like based like this guy who's like poor, so it's like this dystopian future, and he joins this game called the Running Man, and basically he can go anywhere in the country and avoid being killed, and the longer he stays alive, the more money he makes.
Okay.
People very rarely like make it like a few days because the hunters are very good at their jobs. But I think the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger is like more like he's like sort of like a revolution or like an ex-soldier who's like sort of forced to do it. But I don't know. The book's very different from the movie, but it's like a similar premise. Like a guy just desperate for money, like does this crazy game show. There's like another movie with
all the other people are on there are desperate for money too. That's why
there's like
chosen.
I thought they did a really good job tackling like the motivations behind like the main characters, because you're like, why would you risk this? And then
it wants to be a fair game like this. They even made
but no twist,
third
no clause. I don't want to ruin it for Forrest.
There's a movie with like Jeffrey Dean Morgan too. It's like a similar premise, like where they play Russian roulette.
It sounds like Forrest has seen everything but this TV show.
Basically, yeah. I've seen every movie but this, just to spite this show.
Hey, if you like all of that content,
you forced Matt to watch
Games. It's very similar.
It's only the number one show on
That was a dick move.
I watched Tiger King when it's popular.
You told everyone to watch that awful
Army of the
X-Men
Dead
movie, and then was it Army of the Dead? I thought it was the X-Men movie.
Which one?
The Dark Phoenix. No, that was before the podcast.
I haven't seen that. I would never.
Yeah, you told everyone to watch Army of the Dead, and then it was just Matt and I who sat through that terrible movie.
It was like a 3-hour movie. I was like, no way. That was gonna be like an hour and a half. Like, how much can you like pull out of a zombie movie? It just needs to be like an hour and a half at most.
Well, it was an hour and a half.
Yeah, 45 minutes
before the slow motion edits for this.
Oh, okay.
Fun fact. It was actually only 13 minutes long before they added all the slow motion.
Okay. Well, Major, we need to get some more views. So let's talk about the new crypto, the SHIB. What was it called?
Are we talking about SHIB?
SHIB. Yeah, it's on Coinbase now.
So now you can go ahead and throw that into the title of the podcast. Yeah, SHIB. So I love it. It's great. I think it's dumb and it's stupid, and
as most
was
crypto.
My exact same opinion on Doge. Some crypto, like the blockchain, and then some NFTs. Like there's real potential in this technology. But yeah, something like the Tiger King coin, Doge, right?
There's so many random coins.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. What should I convert all my ones I earned just by learning? What should I convert those to?
Something with a good APY. There's some with like 5% or so.
Just Bitcoin
for APY, but that's free money. So I'm actually not opposed to just holding on to it for the next 10 years and just seeing where that coin goes.
I know a lot of people. A lot of them, it's like a lot of these are just gonna fail. I think most of these cryptos. I mean, I'm sure a few of them will rise to the top. But it's just like like the .com bubble.
Yeah.
And like the late 90s and 2000s, like a lot of them are just destined to fail.
6,000 coins, 12,000 currencies. Once you include like the stable dollar, that's tied in most of them. And you're not going to need that many.
So,
but yeah, you have something like SHIB, right? If you put $1 into every cryptocurrency at the beginning of the year, and every other cryptocurrency went to zero except for SHIB, you'd still make a killing. Because from the beginning of the year 2021 to the beginning of October, SHIB had seen a 27 million% increase in share price. Ooh, I mean, I say share price, it's the currency price, but for the retail traders listening out there. So
plus 200% in the last week.
You still can't trade Ethereum though on Coinbase, I don't think. Even though that's like one of the cryptocurrencies you can get interest. I don't think so. I think it's not available to trade right now when I tried to buy some.
I know Ethereum too, because you got to stake it.
Well, Coinbase is like, if you buy these cryptocurrencies, you'll make interest off of it, just regardless if it goes up or down, right? So Ethereum was one of them, and it's like one of the altcoins, the biggest altcoins after Bitcoin, I believe.
I'm looking at it right now, and it's letting me buy it. You must be looking at the wrong thing.
You're talking. He's looking.
You must be looking at the second one. Yeah,
and I don't have to the market doesn't have to be open to buy crypto, right?
Stake that.
The market doesn't have to be open. The market does not have to be open to buy crypto, right? Or to.
I guess technically
yes. 24/7.
But
it's always open.
It's a different market. Yeah, like if you're talking about like the NYSE or the Nasdaq, then no. But yes, crypto needs to have a market to trade on. But it just trades 24/7.
And I don't need to get approval. I don't need to get approval for cryptocurrencies like I do for stocks and other options.
Or options.
So, because I work for.
You can trade 24/7.
Yeah, so I guess I'll buy some today.
I love it. I mean, buy low, buy low, buy low, sell high.
But buy high, sell low.
Just mine Bitcoin.
It's about the fun.
But you just buy Doge at 20 and you sell at 22% or 22 cents, and you got a 10% return, which beats an annualized return on the market for the last 50 years. Certainly beats the hell out of an interest rate offered from your local bank.
So we got to think of a good. I guess we'll call this episode "SHIB to the Moon."
Or what if SHIB?
What if SHIB? Yeah, put what if in there.
Yeah. What if SHIB? Why no $1?
Okay. We'll get there some point. Well, I guess we're officially out of content at this point.
I could throw in one extra thing. If you bought SHIB on August 1st, 2020. You put $1,000 into it as of October 8th, 2021, right? So from August 1st to October 8th, 2021, that $1,000 would be worth about $5.5 million.
Wow. So I just need to pick one of these things, invest $1,000, then I should be retired in a year. Correct?
No, I wouldn't.
That's all.
Depends on your financial situation, but I would.
Yeah. Well, I'm only going to invest what I'm willing to lose. So
Right. So I like the dollar approach, right? Because if you put $1 in everything, you put $1 in SHIB and it went up 27 million%, that dollar turns into $270,000. And with that money, you can invest in dividends, buy safer things to make your portfolio grow after that.
Interesting. All right. So SHIB to the moon.
Yeah. Or just be like some dumbass on Reddit and take out a mortgage and YOLO your entire life savings into SHIB and hope for the best.
Yeah, finance is like, or investing is like, it's like taking a bullet, but take a bullet, that won't kill you. You just have like Kevlar, like your Kevlar is vacation, right?
One of my favorite quotes is like, if you're wrong, and you're going to be wrong, if you're wrong, try to be wrong for as quick as possible, for as short amount of time as possible, right? So like if you're in a trade and the trade's going south, get out, right? Like you thought the stock was going up, it's going down. Don't start praying and hoping like the stock reverses. Like look at the chart in front of you. If you realize like you were wrong in your trading strategy, then cut your losses and try again later.
Oh, I've heard the exact opposite. I'm just like, don't freak out and hold it.
I do have some. That's the great thing. I do have some that I wish I got out of earlier.
Oh no, you're more of a day trader though. You're a day trader though, so that's it's more. It's all about like
that's day trading advice. Whereas what you're talking about with investing is it's time in the
isn't
market.
Trading your job basically?
Yeah, no, it's my full time. I trade.
Yeah.
Okay, well I think we'll Tip. I'm sure Tip has some parting words for us because he saw everything. He knows everything, and he has a cat. So
yes. Why the Last Man? Disappointment.
Jon Snow.
You assume because you haven't watched it, so
just listen to you guys. It sounds terrible.
Yeah.
From what I heard,
it's not that great. Okay, well that's our show. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
I'm Robbie.
I'm Tip.
Oh, and Major, you want to plug our social?
I do. I was just about to interrupt you before you cut us off. Thanks so much for listening, guys. Go ahead and leave this podcast a like, rate, and review it. We'd love to hear your feedback, especially if it's 5 stars. Shoot us a tweet on the old Twitters at Zealots Podcast. You can find us on Twitter. That would be great. We'd love to hear from you guys, and look forward to doing this again next week, where unfortunately we'll talk about more why and less what if. Oh,
why?
And before I break the streak, Rick and Morty.
I gotta mention
that's right.
Rick and Morty at some point.
Yeah, I gotta mention Rick and Morty every episode.
All right, bye everyone.